Good morning. Happy Thursday. Um, Welcome to practice. If you'd like to play some music, you're welcome to put on anything of your choice at your home, or I like to usually put on Soul Rising in the background of these kinds of classes because most of it's instrumental. So, anyway, just putting it out there if you would like some music. Otherwise, we're going to get started shortly. Um, if you have blocks, you can grab blocks. This is what a block looks like. If you don't have a block at home, but you think you might need one for extra assistance, you can grab books or tissue boxes. You can make use of really anything that you have laying around. And if you happen to have a strap or a tie or a towel or a shirt, you can have that nearby too, as you may find that you can make some good use of it. With all that said, let's get started. Come into child's pose at the back of your mat. So bring your big toes together and open up your knees nice and wide. And just press your hips back to your heels. Lower your forehead to your mat. Extend your arms out in front of you. And just take a moment to notice your breath, a moment to notice your body, how you're feeling today. No, it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing. Or mental and physical sensations. And this practice that we're moving into is a flow of sensations. It reminds us that the situation we are in now is temporary. Just as the sensations we experience through our body over the next 60 minutes, they're temporary. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out your nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just feel your torso expand and contract. And the more that you feel, the more that you're aware of, the more present you become. And the less the things outside of your control distract you and cause you any dis-ease in the body or the mind. Go forward to your hands and your knees and just stack your joints. And as always, just move your spine. You can drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, take your gaze up. And exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, reach your spine towards the ceiling. Breathe in and just move. Breathe out. You can circle your hips. Just see what feels good. Notice if one direction feels better than the other. Notice if one side feels better than the other. You know, it's good to be aware. And the more aware you are of your body and like what works and what doesn't, the better off you are overall. You know, you set yourself up for success in everything that you do, the more aware you are and the more connected you are. All right. Downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, lift your hips. Let your head drop and pedal your legs out. Pedal them out. Doesn't matter if your heels touch your mat or not. Just pedal it out. Shoulders can pull away from your ears and just continue to spread your fingers nice and wide and ground down through your knuckles, ground down through your fingertips, and then your palms. And just press your hips back. Press back, get long through your side body. And exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms reach out and up, stand tall. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And close your eyes and set an intention for your practice or an intention for your day. Inhale and reach your arms out and up. And just take a side bend over to the right. Just ground through both of your feet evenly as you get nice and long. Come back up through center and take it over to the left. Inhale, reach up. You can reach back if that feels good. And fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. And exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. So stack your shoulders over your wrists. Feel your shoulders, hips, and heels all in a nice line. Breathe in and breathe out. If you need to, you can always lower your knees down at any time. Just keep your belly pulled in and up. All right, lower your right knee down to your mat. Spin to the bottom of your left foot. Lift your left arm up. Make a nice straight line from fingertips to fingertips or wrist to wrist. Look up past your fingers. Reach up. And then reach your left arm over your ear. Get nice and long and ground down through the pinky toe edge of your left foot as you extend your left arm over your ear. Breathe in, get long, spin your chest up, and then lift your left leg up. Press through your heel, lift your left leg higher. You're welcome to stay here or bend your left knee, catch your foot. Kick your foot into your hand and open up the front of your body. Press the whole front of your body towards the left. Breathe in and breathe out. Your foot is kicking straight back. Sometimes there's this tendency to open it and lift it, but press straight back. Release your bind, open back up. Step your left foot down. Left hand comes to your outer left thigh. Right arm reaches back. Gate pose. Stretch through your side body. High plank. High plank. Stabilize. Again, knees up or down, your choice. Take a low plank, halfway down. High plank. Lower your left knee. It's like you make a kickstand with your foot. Right arm reaches high. Breathe in, reach up. Ground down through your right foot. Reach your arm over your ear. Get nice and long. Breathe in. Breathe in. Spin open. Lift your leg. Squeeze your outer right thigh, outer right hip. Breathe in. Option to stay here. Or bend your knee, catch your foot. And then kick your foot straight back. Open up your chest, open up your pelvis. Deep breaths in and out of your nose. Do your best to keep your breath consistent. Again, each pose that we're in, each little experience on the mat it's temporary. Yet we can create these everlasting memories of the experience of the flow of sensations. Release your foot, open back up. Step your foot down. Bring your right hand to your outer right thigh, left arm reaches up. Breathe in. Breathe out. And high plank. And lower all the way down. Breathe in, baby cobra. Press into your hands, slight lift in your chest, ribs hover, glutes squeeze. Shoulders draw down and then tops of your feet press down so your kneecaps lift. Breathe in. Use resistance through your hands and your mat and release. Do it again, baby cobra. Lift up. Breathe, lengthen, feel everything squeezing towards the center line of the body. And release. Child's pose, press back. So little bits of movement to get your joints lubricated, kind of just enjoying this flow class today. Working to tap into, a little bit of your own personal power, your personal focus, this opportunity to ground. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. At the bottom of your exhale, step or float your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach out and up, stand tall. Exhale, dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Option to go halfway or all the way down. Inhale, up dog or that cobra on your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Listen to your body. Make sure that whatever you're doing feels okay. At the bottom of your exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Work to stay connected, because if you're not connecting now, when will you connect? We can tell ourselves over and over again that we're connected when we're not. And this is the perfect time for you to work on connection. Connection with yourself, connection with those around you. Step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's take a chair pose. Let's connect. Connect to slightly unpleasant sensations. So sit back. Feel your feet firmly planted on the mat together. They can be, if they need to be like an inch or two apart, that's okay. Toes are straight ahead at 12 o'clock. And then lift all your toes up and spread them wide. Spread them as wide as you can. And then lower them down and plug into your big toe mounds and plug into the centers of your heels. Pull your pubic bone up and in and just lift your chest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sit with the sensations and drop your hips 2 inches lower. Breathe deeply in. Stay connected to your body. Get out of your mind, step away from distraction, be present. Fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Plant your back heel and just stand all the way up, warrior one. Rise tall, arms reach up. Down through the pinky toe edge of your back foot. And as always, let yourself feel, let yourself be right here, right now. Create this solid foundation, this base through grounded feet, strong ankles, strong core. Pull your left hip forward and then reach up and back. And release, high plank. Low plank. Up dog, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one, reach up. So feel this balanced action in your body right now. So lower body's nice and engaged, supporting you, holding you up. And upper body here is stacked on top. Work to soften. Come back to your breath. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. And just be in this moment. Let it land in your body. Let it land in your mind. Chaturanga. All the way to your low plank, or all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, press your hips back. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. Lift your heels. Bend your knees. Step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's take a chair pose. Sit back, arms reach high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank, and lower. Inhale, we're building heat. Exhale, lubricating your joints. Right foot forward, warrior one. Reach up and release. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot forward, warrior one. And release. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. Let's reach your right leg up into the air. Bend your knee and open up your hip. So squeeze your right heel towards your glutes, towards your butt, and then lift your knee up. Push your foot toward the left and press your chest towards the right without dumping into your left shoulder. And step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down to your mat. And sink down into this low lunge. So if it bothers your back knee at all, you can fold your mat and pad your knee. If you feel like you can sink down, or if you feel like your right heel is lifting, just wiggle your foot forward or out to the right. And then interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows open wide and sink down. Ground through your big toe mound, ground through your heel. And then lift your chest as you push your head into your hands. So you feel a little resistance, and pull your left hip forward as you bend back. And breathe in, breathe out. Reach your arms up. Exhale, release your hands to your mat and straighten out your right leg. So a runner stretch, hack splits. If you need your blocks or your books, whatever you have handy, you can grab them. Toes fan back and just fold over your leg. Now, if you happen to have extreme flexibility, you can ground your heel down and pull your hip back for about 10 breaths just to create a little more of a muscle contraction so that we can work on creating balance. We need a balance of strength and flexibility. We never want too much of one or the other. Let your head drop. Notice if tension shows up, and just soften it with your breath, with the use of your breath. And shift forward back to your low lunge. You can move your blocks off to the side. Curl your back toes under, lift your knee. Left hand stays down on the mat and peel open. Dragonfly twist. Right arm reaches high, back leg strong. Breathe in, breathe out. Plug into your feet, lock your core, and stand all the way up. Without putting your right hand down, stand all the way up, crescent lunge. Shoulders draw down. Set your focus on, what's in front of you, what's happening right now. Not what happened an hour ago, not what you think is going to happen an hour from now, but right this moment. Open arm twist to the right, left arm forward, right arm back. Breathe in to lengthen and then twist to the right. You can use your arms like levers. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze into your spine, eyes over your back arm. Sweep your left arm up and back, right hand falls to your low back or left thigh. Front knee stays bent, so keep lunging forward as you reach back. Exhale your left hand down to your mat or to your block. Right arm's gonna lift back up, but left leg will too for revolved half moon. Just pick right up. Left hip stays tipped down. Lift your leg, press through your foot. And now reach your right arm up. Peel the right side of your chest open. Breathe in. Breathe out. Chair pose. Step your left foot to meet your right. Both arms reach high. Sit down. Right into an eagle. Right leg crosses over your left. Your toes can graze the mat or they can wrap around your leg. Right arm wraps under. If this is too much on the arms, shoulder to shoulder or elbow to elbow. Now lift your elbows so they're shoulder height, hands pull away from your face. Breathe in. Breathe out. And release. Other side, left leg over, left arm under. Feel your legs squeeze together. Feel your arms squeeze together and then pull apart. Feel the resistance, shoulders back. And release. Arms reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Separate your feet hips distance apart, so roughly 2 fists. Hit your big toes with your peace fingers and lift halfway. Knees can be bent if they need to be. Exhale, fold. Let your head drop. And then you can pull yourself down into this fold. Let your elbows bend out to the sides. Release your hands, release your bind. Toe heel your feet wide. Turn your toes out to the sides and just come down into a squat. So get as low as you can. If this low bothers your knees at all, just go where you can go. You can sit on blocks if you need to. We're not going to be here too long, but just close your eyes and bring your attention inward. And just see what comes up. There's no need to react to what comes up. It's just acknowledging it. It's beginning this process of teaching us non-reactivity by coming to your breath rather than reacting with words or physical actions. All right, high plank. To a side plank, right hand down. You can spin to the pinky toe edge of your right foot, or you can lower your right knee. And just reach up and look up, and then lift your left leg if you feel like adding more to it. Yeah, lift your left leg up. That's it. So lots of options here, lots of variations to explore. High plank. Low plank, up dog. Go back to low plank. High plank. Left side plank, spin to the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Lift your hips, reach your arm up, look up, and then, you can lift your top leg. You can bind at your fullest expression. High plank. Low plank. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your left leg up into the air. Foot's awake. Bend your knee and open up your hip. So again, let your kneecap be the highest point on your body. You can press your chest towards the left. Just keep your shoulders both engaged. Breathe in. Breathe out. And step your left foot forward. Lower your right knee and adjust your foot, your front foot. Again, if you need to pad your right knee, you can fold your mat over. And then reach your arms up and interlace your hands behind your head, elbows open wide. You can sink your hips down. Press into your big toe mound. Deep, deep breaths in and out. Just open up your chest, work to feel, to find freedom in your body, which leads to freedom in our minds. Just as much as freedom in our minds leads to freedom in our bodies. It works both ways. Release your hands down. If you need your blocks or books, grab them. Straighten out your left leg. Toes fan back. Fold over. Breathe in. Breathe out. Deep breaths in and out. And then again, if you're on the more open side, ground your heel down, pull your hip back for 10 breaths. So you feel that contraction. All right. Shift forward back into your low lunge. You may need your block. You might not. If you have it under your hand, that's fine. Back toes curl under, lift your knee, take your twist. Now left arm reaches high. Reach up and then pull your ribs away from your left inner thigh. All right, plug into your feet, core strong. Without putting your left hand down, come up to crescent lunge. Reach up, stand tall. Pull the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button and your front ribs in. One breath at a time to stabilize. Open up, open arm twist to the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Keep your front knee bent. Back leg strong. Gaze can be over your left shoulder. Breathe in. Shoulder blades draw in toward each other. Sweep your right arm up and back. Left hand can fall to your low back or the back of your right thigh. And just reach your right arm back. And exhale your right hand down to your mat, to the inside of the left foot on your block or your mat. Right leg lifts straight up, hip stays closed. Left arm reaches straight up. Revolved half moon. Now you'll notice if your right hip opens, your left shoulder won't lift. So keep your hips level, so right hip close, and then twist from your upper body. Lift your leg higher. Chair pose. Yeah, chair pose, sit back. Stand all the way up. All right, bend your left knee. Catch your left foot behind you. Catch the inside of the foot so your shoulder is open and externally rotating. And then make sure your knee stays moved in towards the midline and doesn't deviate out too far. And kick back for dancer. Right arm can reach forward. Ground down through your big toe mound, through your heel. And then squeeze your left lats. So it's that muscle that's kind of on the outer edge of the shoulder blade and wraps down below it. You feel it more mid-back as you squeeze right below your shoulder blade. And release. All right, let's go for the other side. Bend your right knee, catch your foot. And then begin to kick back. Set your focus on what matters now. Your mind wanders, your body will wobble. Kick back and release. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And exhale, fold forward. All right. Step your feet hips distance apart. Slide the palms of your hands under the bottoms of your feet so your toes touch your wrists, even if you have to bend your knees like me. And lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Just let your head drop. If you have a lot of neck tension, just shake your head yes and no. Relax your jaw. Release your hands from underneath your feet. We're going to take it into crow pose or a plank. You choose, crow or plank. So crow, plant your hands, shoulders distance apart, about a half a foot, 2 foot in front of your feet. Knees press into your triceps as close to your armpits as you can get them. Eyes are forward, pit of your belly button pulls in and up, tip forward, and then your feet will start to float up. It's a very, very, very quick tutorial. Squeeze your heels up towards your butt. Hold wherever you are for 3, 2, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a child's pose. Just like we started. Option to hydrate, to towel off. To invert. So if you'd like to take it upside down, you're welcome to take a headstand or handstand of choice. Otherwise, just listen to your breath and notice how good stillness is starting to feel. After all, that's what yoga is meant to prepare us for. It's meant to prepare us for meditation. So if you're upside down, come back to child's pose. All right. So come forward to your hands and your knees, and then stand up onto your knees. And you may want your blocks or your books. It's definitely personal preference, but it's up to you. I like to use these because it doesn't feel good for me to catch my feet. But if you can reach your feet or you prefer low back, you're welcome to take those. I'll show them all to you. So we're going to move into camel. So make sure your knees are hips distance apart and your ankles are right underneath or right behind your knees, straight behind. You can keep your toes pointed back and squeeze your glutes one arm at a time. Reach back for your heels. Now, if when you catch your heels, you feel like it's a little tight through your quads or hips or low back, you can curl your toes under so your heels lift so you can reach them just a little bit more. Now, if that doesn't feel good at all in your body, you can also bring your hands to your low back. Elbows pull in, chest lifts. Or you can reach for blocks, which is what I like to do. Here's the thing though, what might happen is you feel your body start to go back like this. You want to do your best to keep your hips over your knees and let more of the back bend happen through your chest, through that space between the tips of your shoulder blades. So notice if you start to shift back, and if you start to shift back, pull your hips forward and figure out the variation that keeps you the most grounded. So breathe in, lift your chest, glute squeeze, press your pelvis forward as you lift up through your chest, and then you can drop your head back. If dropping your head back doesn't feel good, then don't drop it back. Figure out the way that this works in your body. So camel pose, breathe in, open up, and then slowly lift up. You can sit your hips to heels or just stand on your knees for a breath or two. And then we're going to do another one. So mixing things up, if you've been practicing often, it's good to mix up the poses. All right, let's do another one. Stand up onto your knees. All right, glute squeeze. And lift your chest. Breathe in, open up. Slowly come up and out, sit back. If you're using blocks, you can just push them to the sides. Downward facing dog to counter. Press your hips back, let your head drop. You can pedal your legs out, just feel your body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth, let it out. And do that again, breathe in. And open mouth, let it out. All right, let's find your way onto your backs. Bend your knees and plant your feet flat for bridge pose. If you prefer supported bridge, you can slide your block underneath your low back at the highest height that you can get the block to. Otherwise, keep your neck straight, eyes up. And ground down through your heels as your ankles are stacked underneath the knees. And lift your pelvis up. Clasp your hands together underneath your back. Lock your shoulders in and breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze inner thighs and outer hips, just to create this nice brace so that you don't go too far into the pose. And release. All right, let's do another one, bridge pose. Ground down through your feet, lift your hips, and breathe in. That's it, breathe in and breathe out. And release. All right, if you practice wheel, you are welcome to take a wheel. Wheel, you plant your hands behind your shoulders, press into your feet, lift your whole body up. Otherwise, you can take bridge pose again. Pick your pose and come on up. And just lift, stretch out. If you are in wheel, hug your shoulders in towards your back and then press through your armpits and your chest, rather than letting the focus only be on your low back and pelvis and hips. And release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open wide. Bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. And just breathe. And notice a connection between breath, between heartbeat, between touch. And feel the connection. Notice the relationship between all of these. How soothing just putting your own hands on your body can be when you take a moment to just feel your breath and feel your heartbeat. It shifts the whole mood. Happy baby. Gently close your knees together. Pull your knees in towards your armpits and catch your feet. You can also catch the backs of your thighs if your feet are too far away. And if you'd like to straddle your legs, you can catch your big toes and straddle one or both at a time. A couple more deep breaths. And gently close your legs together. And then slide your hands underneath. If you can lift your hips, you can just lift them without putting your feet down. But slide your hands under your low back. And just take your legs straight up. Point through your feet, fan your toes back. Pit of your belly draws in and up. And you can stay with your head down, or you can lift up to engage more. And lower your right leg so that it's about 2 inches above your mat. and lift up, and then left, down, and up, nice and controlled. Just some scissor legs. Just work to alternate. And if going down to 2 inches is too low, then just go where you can go. If you need to bend your knees, you can soften your knees. Just honor your body. Know the difference between pain and discomfort. One more on each side. Feet together, big toe, heels together, big toes apart. Take a deep breath in. Lower your legs 30 degrees. And then lower them 30 more. 30 more. You can peek if you'd like. Tap your heels for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow lift up. Big toes together, heels apart. Breathe in. Lower your legs 30 degrees. 30 more. 30 more. Peek if you want. Tap them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. All right, last one. Feet a couple inches apart. Press through your heels. Squeeze your inner thighs. Breathe in. Lower your legs 30 degrees. 30 more. 30 more. Crisscross your ankles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Release your hands from under your low back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And let's rock and roll forward and back. And rock your way to high plank, to a low plank, up dog, to a down dog. Reach your right leg up into the air and step your right foot forward. Come up to crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, stand tall. And open up warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back, back heel plants. Gazes over your front fingers. Reverse your warrior, right arm reaches back. Breathe in, strong back leg, strong grounded back foot. Come back through warrior 2, straighten out your leg, and then lean forward and hinge for triangle. Right hand lowers to your shin or your ankle or the outside of your foot, to a block on the outside of your foot. And breathe. In and out. Press your pelvis towards the left wall and then pull your left hip and the whole left side of your body away from the left wall. So you feel a stretch just through here, from between your hip bone and your rib cage, but also your inner thighs and your pelvis. And exhale, release your left hand down. Hop your back foot about halfway forward. You can go a little bit wider. You want to get to a point where both feet are grounded and both legs are straight. Front knee can always be a little soft if you need it to be. And then lengthen your spine, level your hips off. So pull your right hip back and then fold over your leg. For pyramid pose, just breathe and soften. Spine is nice and, extended, technically extended, but then you can round if that feels better. Right into revolved triangle. Left hand can be on your block or your mat. And peel open. Right arm lifts, watch your hips. Notice if your left hip starts to dip down and right hip pops out. Pull your right hip back, lift your left hip. Extend, reach up, spin your chest open. and release, high plank to a low plank, up dog, down dog. Left foot steps forward, crescent lunge, reach up. You always have to do everything on both sides. Let's open up warrior two. Back heel plants, arms open, shoulder blades draw in. Sweep your left arm back, get nice and long. Come back up through warrior two, and then straighten out your left leg. You can reach for your block, or whatever you have, and then lower down. Stance can be wide and long like mine, or it can be narrower. See what feels the best on your body. And breathe in, breathe out. You know, it's good to let your practice get a little edgy. Where you step a little outside your comfort zone, you do something that feels different or unknown. Because as we get older, I think we fear the unknown. As kids, it doesn't really faze us as much. We're fearless. And fear is something that we learn over time. Lower your right hand down. Have your back foot about halfway forward for pyramid. You know, fear is something we learn. So how do we break that habit? How do we break the fear? Or living in fear, living in uncertainty, and being a little less open to the unknown. Whereas if we're present, then the unknown shouldn't bother us as much, if at all. Breathe in, breathe out. Revolve triangle, right hand's down on your block or your mat, left arm lifts. And again, watch your hips that your left one doesn't start to pop out to the left, but that it's straight back, and your right one also doesn't tip under, but pulls up. You can just kind of move your pelvis around until you feel everything is even, and then extend, reach up, and rotate. High plank. Last one. Low plank, up dog, down dog. All right, let's go into pigeon. So bring your right knee to your right wrist. And left leg will extend back behind you as far as you can get it. Walk your hands up sitting tall. And then exhale, fold forward. Arms can reach out in front of you. Work to soften. If this doesn't feel good, if it hurts your knee or your hip or any other part of the body, you can lay down on your back, cross your right ankle over your left thigh knee, and then pull in. Just make sure your top foot is awake so your knee is protected. And just take a couple deep breaths. You know, we're so nice and warm that usually these yin poses, we need them. Our body's craving them at this point in practice. And also, you know, it's good for you to know the stuff, again, that feels good, because now that you're at home, it's a method of learning for you, right? It's a learning curve how to sometimes do this stuff at home. We get so used to going into places to do it, many of us, that changing our routine, it feels weird because it's habit. And now we're just introducing new habits, new routines, new ways of living, and seeing how strong we are and resilient we are. You know, and finding the light and the positivity in the situation. And just walk your hands back up, sitting tall. Press to down dog. If you're on your back, you can stay there if you're planning to take pigeon on your back again. Otherwise, you're welcome to find your way to down dog. And then bring your left knee to your left wrist. Or if you're on your back, cross your ankle over your knee. Lock your hands, sit up tall. And exhale, fold. You can explore in your pigeon, you can explore pulling your left hip back a little and your right hip forward. It's almost like they're squeezing together to just create a little resistance. Scrub and squeeze together. And if you do that, just do it for 5 to 10 breaths and then soften again. You can do it about 2 or 3 times for the duration that we're in this pose. And breathe. Know the importance of breath and how it's a tool that you have with you all the time. And through letting go of this fear that we've developed, we can feel strong. We can turn our fear into motivation to do something bigger and better than ourselves, outside of ourselves even. By doubting and fearing, we limit ourselves. We limit our beliefs. We limit what we're capable of. Now you don't have to do that. That's a choice, just like anything else. You can choose what you do with your power. You can choose what you do with your body, with your time, with your energy. Walk your hands back up, sit tall. Down dog if you're on your back. Just hug your knees into your chest. And then find your way to seated. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall open wide. And sit up nice and tall. Hold onto your inner ankles. Now, if you have really, really tight hips, grab blocks and put them under each knee area. And you can press into your blocks as you fold. You can push your elbows down onto your inner thighs, inner knees, if you choose to. And just let yourself fold. If you feel like you want more outer hip versus inner thigh, just bring your feet a little more forward and fold. And you should feel more low back, outer hip. If you bring your feet in, you may feel more inner thigh. But just, test it out, see what you like the best. Or what you need now. And then sit back up. Gently close your knees together and extend your legs out in front of you. Make sure you feel sit bones below you. And inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Catch a hold of your feet or your toes, whatever you can reach. Lengthen your spine and fold. Head and heart drop. Inhale, sit back up. Plant your hands behind your hips, fingertips face your hips, and then reverse tabletop or reverse plank. Just again to open up these tight areas in the front that we were folding and hinging and shortening. And release your hips down, land to your backs. Hug your knees into your chest. And just let your knees fall over to the right. Any variation that feels good. Feel the back of your left shoulder press into your mat. In your hips stack, you can take your right hand and even pull your left thigh and left hip to the right as you reach over to the left. Still practicing nice deep breaths. And come back through center. And let your knees fall over to the left. Right arm opens up to the right. And just breathe. Work to soften into your twist. And come back through center. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let your arms just rest next to your sides. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And now breathe in and just fill your belly. And then pause. Hold your breath, inhale more. Fill your midsection, fill your lungs, your ribs, your torso. And then pause. And then fill your chest. That last bit, the last amount of air you could possibly breathe in. And then hold that. Open your mouth, let it out. And now breathe in, fill your belly. Pause. Fill your midsection, fill where your ribs and lungs are. Pause. Fill your chest. Pause. Empty. Deep breath in. And let it go. Shavasana, final rest. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. And wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing awareness back into your bodies. Stretch your arms up over your head. And hug your knees into your chest. And just roll to whatever side is most comfortable. And just take this moment, honor your practice, honor your breath, your intention. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Hands to heart center, eyes remain closed. Thanks for joining me, whether you're live or you're doing this later. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Stay healthy. For more classes, you can check out the YouTube channel, of course. But I'm also doing live face-to-face classes as well, virtual, of course. I'll list it on my website, carrietreister.com. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.